Today I'm going to show you how different a pour can be in an air-conditioned space versus a very warm space. So my house here in Salt Lake City, Utah, right now it's 75 degrees in here. And I'm sorry, this is a hokey thermometer, but I don't have a different one, so we're using it. And we're going to do a quick pour with these colors. Essentially, I mixed up Amsterdam White. This is the Pebeo Iridescent Blue Black. This is half and half of the Amsterdam and the Ivory Black from Artisloff, and then a squirt of anthraquinone, I think I said that right, blue from Blick, just to give it a purple tint. I mean, it's still gray, but it's on the purple side instead of a neutral gray. And then the Arteza Hot Pink Pearl. So while I was mixing up the Hot Pink Pearl, it was very thick. I've had it for a while, so it came out very thick, and I had to mix a lot. However, if you continue to mix, you can get a great, some paints you just can't, the old paints you just can't save. But this one I just had to mix and mix and mix and mix and let it sit for a little while, and it came out great. So let's do our pours. And I know some of you guys don't have air conditioning, or you do it in your garage or places like that, so I want to show you how it's going to be different when you pour there versus pouring here in kind of a pristine environment that I have in my, I shouldn't say pristine, to each their own. Some of you guys are hot-blooded. You just want to have some heat. And how I'm going to do this is I've made up all these colors. I'm going to do the same pour in both places, but in order to make that happen, we're going to weigh each of these. Sorry. So the cup and a spoon weighs 5 grams. So we're going to take this. We're going to subtract 5 grams, so 141. So we want to get this, that's 70 essentially. So we want to pour 70 into here. So we'll have 75 at the end. 70 grams is 2.5 ounces, give or take. I like to do grams because I do these small batches, but you could do this in ounces if you wanted. All right, so let's just visually look. Those look about even. I know the sides are covered here, but I need to do 75. Sorry. Let me just make sure. Yep. There we go, 75. 75, perfect. And we're just going to do the same thing for each of these. And really quickly, I do want to mix this in a little bit. Normally I don't do this, but that blue didn't sink. I know you guys are looking at this and going, uh-oh, it's just going to be gray. It's not just going to be gray. I have a little more paint than I need, so I'm not worrying about We're gonna let that sit a minute and come back. All right, so now we're in my garage. And the temperature in my garage was 95 about 15 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, but we had to open the garage to move the car out, so now it's 92, still 15 degrees hotter than it was, and noticeably hotter for me. And I did keep this rag wet, so I didn't lose a lot of water to evaporation. So we're gonna do this same thing. Pull that out. I put the white in first last time. I put my paints in the wrong order. Well, so it's not going to be an exact. Although that did sink way more than the blue did. And again. And I did leave the paints out here, like I said, for about 15 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes so they could warm up, because if you're in a hot area, the paint's obviously going to be hot when you mix them up. So side first. I should have watched the other video before I started this, but I got enough paint go off the edge here. Now we'll let these dry and come back and compare. So after 12 hours, the inside painting was still a little wet. You can kind of see the reflection in the middle here. The outside painting, obviously with the higher temperatures, was completely dry. Not cured yet, that's going to take another couple days, but dry to the touch. And so now I have both paintings here together, and there were two main differences between these. This is the inside painting, this is the outside painting. When I tilted the inside painting, I did top left, top right, bottom left. So I went in a pattern here. When I did the outside painting, I did the opposite on the top. So I would top right, top left, bottom right. But in the end, I don't think that affected, because that would have pushed more of the pink off had I done it the other way. So it was not exactly, but it is a reason. And then the second thing is, when I poured these, I did pink, gray, white, and then the blue sparkly paint from Pebeo. On this one, I did the pink, gray, and then I did the blue and the white. The white still sunk between everything, and you don't see a lot of the blue, regardless of, on this one you see this nice streak of blue. On this one we have a little bit of blue here. But it wasn't exactly, but I don't think it mattered a lot. What I want to get is the paint, because it was outside, because it was warmer, it's going to move more and allow that pink to come up. Whereas in the inside, where it's cooler, I probably shouldn't touch that because it's not quite dry here, where it's cooler, the white or the pink didn't have the ability to come through. So if you're in a cool air-conditioned environment, you might want to make your paints a little bit thinner if you want them more movement. In a warmer environment, you can leave them a little bit thicker and that paint will still move. The movement I'm talking about is the lighter paints coming to the surface and the heavier paints dropping through, the heavier being the white and the gray because it had that titanium white in it, and the lighters being the Pebeo, the Arteza hot pink, and then the Pebeo, what is this called, iridescent blue-black. So you got to keep that in mind. I did this same experiment for cold temperatures, and so let me show you that here.